Hey, we're gonna have some music placed in this section of us dancing to it, because obviously we can't actually.
No, you can do that. You can't do that for YouTube.
Oh, not like licensed music, but fair use music.
That's fair.
Yeah.
You ready for another episode?
Yeah, totally.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
There you
6,
are, Rarity.
7.
That's the last of your bags. Actually, Spike, I've got one last pile of bags over there. Won't you be a dear?
Sure, I'll be a dear.
I mean, for
An entire
her,
week in the
he'd do
fabulous city
anything.
of Manehattan.
Manhattan.
All of my very best friends there with me.
This episode is perfect for her.
Come along to support you during Fashion Week, Rarity.
Not that you'll
Fashion
need
Week.
it. We're sure you'll win. I can't begin to tell you how excited I am that you'll all be there with me. However,
She's the most
I can
girly
show
girl.
you- What's that? I know, a paper fan. No, it's a magic trick. You know, where I click a card and remember what it is, and then you put it back in the deck so you can't look at it. And these
Tickets.
are tickets to the hottest musical on Bridal.
You couldn't mean Hinny.
Bridal Way?
Hills, because that show's been sold out for months. Or could you?
I could. I do.
Oh, Rarity, you didn't have to do that, but since you did,
Yeah!
Generosity.
This trip is fun already. I love jumping up and down. That is what makes Manehattan so splendid and amazing. You do something nice for some pony, and then you never know when they'll do something nice for you.
So then you can do something nice for us.
Like get us in to see any of the hills. Which is only the best musical in all of Equestria.
It must be good if Rainbow Dash is impressed. Normally she doesn't even like musicals.
I know. Ponies just bursting into song in random places at the drop of a hat.
Yeah.
Who does that? Oh, Manhattan.
Oh,
What
me.
you do to me? Such a huge bustling community. What you do to us? What if you find a gloomy gust?
It's no intimidating thing.
Just be kind without a fuss.
Aw.
I mean, I tried it.
I'm here to
Indeed.
show all
I like the subtle little hints of like, it's not as great as you think it is. You know what? It's fine.
They apparently don't have Uber in this universe.
Taxi. Manhattan.
To think my dresses could soon be displayed on the most glamorous shopping thoroughfare of the most glamorous city in Equestria. Oh, it would be my dream come true. There's nothing left for me to do but check in at the runway with my dresses by 2 this afternoon. Well, that's funny, because that clock over there makes it seem like that's only 10 minutes from now. Oh, my ribbons and threads. And the runway ballroom is all the way across town. If I don't get there, I'm disqualified. Taxi! I'm afraid getting a taxi at this time could prove almost impossible.
please won't you let her have this taxi? She has somewhere very important to be right away.
Not likely. She can get in line like the rest of us.
I mean, you're clearly lucky, so maybe you should
Oh,
just.
it's no use. The cab drivers just drive right past to get to the next pony in line.
New wheel works like a charm. So now which of you nice folks are hopping in?
Fashion Runway Plaza in 7 minutes. Can you make it?
Hang on!
Whew, that was close.
Be nice and you'll never know when somebody will do something nice for you.
Suspicion we're forgetting something?
The dresses! I made it! And with seconds to spare. Hello, every pony. Pleased to meet you all.
Rarity, I presume.
You must be Prim Hemline, the
Prim
host of this grand
Hem.
event. How do you...
Miss Rarity, how is it that all your competitors are here half an hour early, and yet you arrived seconds before we begin?
Just lucky, I guess.
Once we're done here, you're to finish setting up backstage so you'll be ready for your run-through appointment. You'll show your designs last. We keep to a precise schedule, so let's try to be more than a few seconds early. Tomorrow is the contest to see which one of you gets to stay to meet top designers all across the city. The rest of you must go home early. So sad. Dismissed.
My, your collection is gorgeous. Oh, now. I'm sure your collection is equally lovely, if not more so.
That's all right, but nothing like this. Take my culottes, for example. They are simply crying out for just the right accent, but I haven't the slightest notion where Actually, just a touch of this fabric could be perfect with it. Oh, hey, would you mind terribly if I took a swatch?
Oh, not at all. Here, I have loads extra.
You're sure?
Positive. Well, it's been wonderful getting caught up, and I don't wish to be rude, but I need to finish my preparations, and I am a bit late as it is. Hello. I'm here half an hour early for my run-through appointment, just the way Prim likes. Get in line over there.
She's still late.
Oh my, that fabric's gorgeous. Did you make that yourself? Why, yes. It's stretchy but not clingy.
Shimmery, but not showy. And the entire line is in the same adorable pattern. It works on everything from skirts to tops to shoes.
Oh, bravo! I've never seen anything like it.
Great.
You stole my fabric!
I didn't steal it, okay? You gave it to me, remember?
I gave you the fabric for accents, not for your whole line. And how could you possibly make all those outfits out of it so fast?
Fast? Ha! Coco Palmel here took practically forever. Nearly got me completely disqualified.
Well, I wanted to make sure you'd win, so I took the extra time to...
Quiet! I pay an assistant to sew and get coffee, not talk.
Ugh.
How could this happen?
Oh, sweetie, don't blame yourself. It takes some small-town fillies a while to learn it's every pony for herself in the big city, okay? Hope you realize how fortunate you are to have me as a mentor. Now get me some coffee!
I don't feel like she's being overdramatic this time. I would be really upset.
Sorry.
Yeah, it was stolen from her.
I let one of the other contestants use some of my one-of-a-kind fabric, and then she turned it into a wardrobe just like mine. Only now it looks like I'm the one copying her. My generosity is
This reminds me of when I did people's homework in college, and then they got A's and I didn't. And I was like,
Homework in
We're all
college.
here to help you get through it. No
well, I
matter
had,
what it takes.
it's the only way I can make money.
Come on, Rarity.
I regretted it. I was
All we
like,
need is
man, I
some
should have
fabric
just
and you'll be
turned
back
in their
business.
assignment.
This new line is going to be marvelous. Perhaps even better than the last. It's daring. It's bold. Perhaps I still have a chance after all.
There. That's the last of them.
Finally.
You're welcome!
Let's have another round of applause for Surrey Polo Mare's amazing collection. That fabric, so original.
Well, look who's here. Gonna show off your copycat collection?
I've
I'm
never,
liking it. I think I may have just.
I'm
won
not a
this thing.
fashion
Oh,
guy. I
can't wait
don't.
to celebrate with.
It's like you could take a few of those accessories off, but this is for the runway, so I understand.
They didn't come. What have I done?
Aren't you going to tell them about your fabulous pieces?
I have to go.
Come back at once! This is unheard of!
How do you do, ma'am? Contest going well?
No time to talk. I have to find my friends.
Oh, they're gone already. I saw them headed out this morning.
Oh no!
Aww.
Back to Ponyville, I imagine. Oh, they worked so hard on my behalf, and I repaid them with unkindness. What have I done? Oh, here you are.
But, miss, I didn't do anything!
I just wanted to thank her first for...
You best steer clear of Prim for a while. She's pretty furious. Isn't that right?
Yes. There you are. I can't
Pinky.
believe it. I thought you went back home.
We missed the show
Just a
because we
little balloon
overslept.
noise.
Suri told us you lost. We're really sorry.
I lost? You know what? I don't even care. I'm just happy you're all still here after how I treated you. Taking advantage of your friendship the way I did. How could you ever see past it?
Yeah, you were pretty rotten.
Wow, Applejack. I know your thing is honesty, but come on!
Last night we may not have seen you at your best, but we know you, and we would never let one thing like that change how we feel about you.
Oh, thank you. You really are the most wonderful friends a pony could have. No, I already arranged to make it up to you this afternoon. Hope you're all available for an exclusive performance of Hinny of the Hills.
And that is how it's done. Pretty clever how I convinced her to stay away from Prim, wasn't it? Wouldn't have wanted her to find out the truth now, would we?
Like, how can you even be that way? Like,
That was even better than I imagined.
I loved it. I mean, it was aight.
I eat.
How did you ever get them to agree to do an extra performance just for us?
Remember my costume designer friend who got me the tickets? Well, I offered to make all the costumes for his next show.
Here in Manehattan?
Well, yes. It will keep me away from Ponyville for a while.
Huh.
So wanted you to see this show. And working for this designer is such a great opportunity.
We know. We're happy for you, Rarity. We're just sad for us.
Mind if I join you?
Oh.
Sure. Come on down. This is the first place trophy for Fashion Week. With my name on it. But I thought I lost.
You didn't. You won. Suri was hoping that if you didn't claim your prize, the judges would consider it a forfeit and first place would go to her. So she lied to make
It's
you and your
just
friends
so
go away and,
stupid.
well, I lied too. I've worked for Suri for so long, I started to believe that it really is every pony for herself in this town. Until I saw how generous you were with your friends, and how generous they were with you. It made me start believing there was something better for me out there. So I quit. I brought you something to say thank you.
I suppose you'll need a job now that you're no longer with Suri.
Just gonna work for her.
How would you like to work for my friend making all the costumes for his next show? Manehattan was simply grand. It was in this magnificent metropolis that I learned that while there are ponies who will take advantage of your generosity, you should never, ever let that cause you to abandon your generous spirit. Nothing feels worse than taking advantage of the giving nature of your friends.
Rainbow thread.
All right, well, I feel like on some level we already knew this lesson. Like, I feel like they already knew this lesson.
Kind of, yeah. Yeah, okay.
But the only lesson that she learned that's the unfortunate one is not everyone is so generous. I mean, as far as the lesson being that you should never take your friends for granted, like, yeah, maybe sometimes you need to be reminded of that, of course. But I feel like, unfortunately, more of the lesson here was, it was more plot than lessons being learned, I think, which is fine because, you know, it's neat. Now she has an assistant for whenever she's going to start doing that thing. I don't know if we're going to see her in the next episode or if she's going to if it's not right away that she does this thing, but
The other girl is going to be staying in Manhattan and taking over the job that Rarity was going to have in Manhattan. So
I see.
Rarity gets to go back to Ponyville, and the other girl
That
gets to
makes
stay and take
sense.
the job. Yeah.
But yeah, no, this episode, it was, like I said, it reminds me of, and I only know this because I'm obsessed with studying directors and writers and producers. I don't know the content, but I know Darren Star makes shows that feels just like this episode.
I don't know Darren Star.
I think it's Darren Star. I think that's his name. But yeah, it's all like there's a new Netflix show that's by him that's like a girl in Paris. I can't remember, but it's all like very fashion related or magazine related, and it's always like if it's not in New York, it's in Paris, or it's usually in New York though. But yeah, it's right up. Younger. The show Younger is also by this guy. Lipstick Mafia. I think that was a show by them. Anyway, the point is, it's all very girly stuff, and that's what this episode felt like.
Fashion's not only girly, Kyle.
No, it is most certainly not. It felt like a show that was catered towards that demo. That's all.
That's fair. That is fair. I personally love a lot of Rarity's episodes, obviously, because I've said she's my favorite character. But I really enjoy, as somebody also that came from a smaller town to a big city, to get into an industry that is not bigger than myself, but just much bigger than my previous lifestyle. It's fun to see those lessons be taught, especially to a younger generation. This was not around exactly when I was growing up, when I was very little, but I really wish I could have seen a lot more of this, because it does keep you humble. It does keep you grounded. And this show is so good for that, especially with my lifestyle and Rarity's lifestyle following a similar pattern of that. So I really like it. I really like Rarity. I really like this show for that.
I have a niece, and because we've been watching this show, I have a nephew and a niece. I have more than that, but I have this nephew that I constantly send him Spider-Man stuff because I want him to be a Spider-Man fan. And I have a niece. I have a niece who I personally consider myself a feminist, and I have to be very like subtle about how I try to give, lessons to her. So I'm constantly sending her stuff from My Little Pony. More specifically, I send her Rainbow Dash just because she breaks the mold a lot more, and I want her to really kind of break that mold. So that's what I've been sending her. But she has like a Rainbow Dash hoodie, and I send her all these little books and stuff, and she's starting to get into it. She doesn't know what it is yet, but this show has made me spend a lot of money on her.
Good, because this is such a good one, and sharing it with a younger generation is awesome. Because even though it's technically over now, it still has so many good lessons that are so valuable. You can learn at any time. So
I'm actually really surprised that it's over. This feels like a show that would go on and on and on and on. Seriously.
It did for a while, but again, yeah.
Anyway,
but there's more. So thank you guys so much for fanning out with us.
Fans out.
Yep.